Hello, everybody. Welcome along. My name is Benjamin Bloom. This is the Benjamin Bloom Football Channel. Please leave your bias at the door. It's Friday night. It's Championship night. And welcome to the Watch Along. It's QPR versus Nottingham Forest down in Shepherd's Bush at the KPF. QPR, a little bit slippy at the moment. 2 defeats in 3, but up there in that group of, I think, 7 teams, is it? All tied on 21 points. With Nottingham Forest, well, if you believe in the new manager bounce, they just had it, but big defeat against Fulham last time out. However, we're probably not going to judge many teams' seasons on games against Fulham and their firepower this season, aren't we? Welcome along. We're going to be here for the next couple of hours watching this one. I'm very, very much looking forward to it. Mark Warburton always gives you an entertaining game. QPR, 25 goals for, 22 against. And Steve Cooper would be the type of manager to sit back and try and pounce. Could be a very interesting watch tactically, this one. Will the waves of the QPR attacks be enough to defeat probably a Forest side that may sit, but then unleash their very fine front three at the moment? Let me know that you can see me, hear me loudly and clearly. We're going to get into the team news in just a second. Say hello in the comments and we'll do some hello, see who's joining us tonight. Looks like there's plenty of Forest fans there in the away end over at QPR. Let's do a couple of quick shout outs. First of all, to our fan sponsor, Luca, a bit of a channel legend, Luca. Sorted this sponsorship out with his dad, so he sponsors all our watch-alongs. Football is nothing without fans. I'm nothing without football. You can see Luca in his Stoke City shirt there. He's going to want them to be getting back to winning ways against losing streaks Cardiff tomorrow. So thank you, Luca, for the sponsorship. As ever, let's say hello in the chat to Owen, who's going to be behind Forest, I'd imagine. Tass, welcome along. How's the baby? She's just been very, very good. Mummy's just been doing some baking and she's been sat with me and been such a good girl. Now, hopefully she's not been too naughty for Mummy. James, welcome. QPR forever. There we go. We've got representatives with both there. Welcome, Leeds 2021. Damon, come on, QPR. Give us a good start to the weekend for us Derby fans. Joshua, welcome. Ewan, QPR. Rangers have lost the last 20 of 22 games played on a Friday night. Everyone has a stat that says their team's bad on Sky. Let's see if Rangers can get over that one. Palmerveer, if I'm not butchering your name there. Come on, Forest. Welcome, Pick Me. Good evening, Ben. Steve Cooper looks like a 90s raver and a damn good football manager as well. Jimmy, who's doing very well in the Football 365 Predictor game. By the way, get on it. You've got 11 minutes to submit all your predictions for the Football 365 Predictor, football365.com. Go and get involved. Purple Bungalow, welcome. Mr. E, intriguing game. I agree, sir. Latest on the stadium from QPR Forever. Rangers have asked for a meeting with the Hammersmith and Fulham Council regarding the Linford Christie site. Fingers crossed they can get that sorted. Chris, evening, mate. Just subbed. You are very welcome, Chris. Legend. And David as well, channel legend. David was our watch-along, or was he our dearly departed sponsor? Was I watch-along? I can't remember, David. Anyway, very, very good guy. Watford fan as well. He'll be very happy after last week's big win for Watford up at Everton. Frank hoping for a Forest win. Sorry for my bias. Leave it at the door, Damon. Let's get through all of these. John, welcome. I think he's beating me in the predictions league as well. Man flu for John. Get well soon, matey. Leave to bias at the door. Absolutely, Tom. My bias follows me everywhere. Well, there he is, like a shadow. Mark, happy Bournemouth fan. And they're on Sky as well tomorrow night. We'll see what time I get back from Leicester to see whether we can do that. K9's at the game. Welcome along. Keep us posted then from inside the stadium. Great to hear from you. Carlos Alberto, scorer of that goal. Hello from Brazil. Yeah, indeed. Hi to Marcus. Thoughts on Brennan? Anytime scorer. I'd get on it. Jigsaw Kid sounds like a safe one to me. You probably get quite short odds though. That's the only thing. Lenny, thoroughly dreading returning to the KC tomorrow. Well, that is tomorrow. And this is tonight. Let's have a look at the teams in this one. If I click a couple of the right buttons, we will get to them and you can let me know your thoughts in the chat. Let's go one size bigger. One size fits Hall. Remember Fitz Hall? For QPR, Seni Dieng in goal. The back three is Barbe, the former Brentford man, left centre-back. De Vries, who's going to head it, kick it, but will be required to pass it as well from the middle position in the three. Rob Dickey, we think, one of the more highly valued assets at QPR on the right. At left wing-back is Sam McCallum on loan from Norwich. And at right wing-back, getting a couple of rave reviews in the last few games, Uncle Albert Adoma, getting on in years, but he knows what he's doing, doesn't he, at championship level. In central midfield, Steph Johansson, the captain, with Andre Dezelle. No Dominic Ball in there, normally Johansson's partner with my Ipswich hat on. Good luck, Andre, there. We'll see how he goes. And then a very decent front three, in fact. Ilias Chair, who Sky have just been telling me has scored 5 in his last 5. Terrific little number 10. But I do agree with SofaScore there. He may well skew out to one side. In fact, let's just pick up the season heat map if we can for Chair. And yeah, it does skew if you have a look at that just to the left. So they're probably right there, SofaScore, with him being just off the front. Chris Willock, who I like very much, down the right. And Lyndon Dykes also in decent goal-scoring form. You can see 2 in his last 2 for club and country. And look at the goals per minute as well. 5 this season in 9 starts. Goal every 162 minutes. We thought he might be a bit of a bust after his first 3 months at QPR, but I think he's come good, hasn't he? On the bench for Rangers is Archer, Dunn, Odebajo, Amos, Bull, Austin, and Gray. Interesting. Bull fit, Dezelle selected. For Forest, get your thoughts in on any of the selection decisions. Brees Samba in goal. Few pointy fingers at Samba for a couple of errors this season after a good first season under Sabri Lamucci. Obviously, that's a fair wee while ago now. Another season has elapsed since then. The back three, Worrell, Figueiredo and McKenna. Both sides really looking like they're going to match up here and play exactly the same shape. Max Lowe, left wing back on loan from Sheffield United. Another loanee wing back. The other side, Jed Spence on loan from Borough. Yates and Colback is a very City double pivot that we don't expect to go far. Yates will press, Colback will sit in and try and make the play, one would imagine. And then I'm not entirely sure how that front three will configure. I actually saw a game between QPR and Forest where Joe Lolly did play number 10. And he played very well, and Forest won 4-0, actually. So who knows? Brendan Johnson's been doing big things down the right-hand side. Lolly's trick is to cut in generally from that side, isn't it? And shoot from all angles. So we'll see whether he drops into the 10 or whether he goes to the left of Lewis Graben, who will undoubtedly play up top, the old long in the tooth championship striker now. Graben, Horvath, Bong, Garner, Mighton, Ajada, Taylor, and Zinkernagel, who's been in good form on the bench. Both sides, have players who can affect the game off the bench. I think you would agree. Now, one of these two sides has got an opportunity to get their business done before the chaos starts tomorrow. Really, QPR, if you look, they're in that huge mess of traffic there with a +3 goal difference and 21 points. You can see above them, Borough have got a +4 and Luton have got a +5. It's that tight as well. If they get a win, they bump themselves up to 24, and they would go above Coventry as well, who are on the same goal difference. So any type of win would obviously put Rangers above Coventry. For Forest, they can move possibly into the top half. But look, it would take a massive win to do that. In all honesty, that's not going to happen in an 8-goal win or an 8-goal swing. Rather between them and Blackburn. But they could certainly tie up on 20 points with Rovers and set themselves across what is another 3-game week in the Championship to see if they can get into that top half going into the international break at the end of next week. Your referee is referee Davies tonight as the players come out of the channel. Let's go to some comments. Get me some predictions in if you want to as well. Let's have a look and see what we are saying in the chat. Christmas jumper already? Absolutely not, Chris. Look, very much a Halloween jumper today. Marcus, thoughts on a potential takeover of Hull? I'll believe it when I see it, Marcus. But if you're a Hull fan, you probably deserve one. It's not been too fun under the alarms. Has it? John, many thanks. Friday night, and I'm stocked up with Lemsick. There you go. K9 in the stadium there. QPR is very jealous. I think he's down in Somerset or Devon or somewhere in the southwest. You Reds says, Bully's good. We got both teams represented in the chat, which is great. John's gone 2-1 on the predictor. I can't remember what I did. James, tough one to call. Forest only 4 points off QPR. Paul, come on you, ours. Good mix of supporters here in the chat here. 1-1 for Chris. Evening, Annie and Noah. John, be very surprised if Chair is still in the Championship come February. Been fantastic so far this season. It's been looking good for him. Jigsaw, quite a strong Forest bench. Agree. Yeah, Garner and Zinkernagel I have down as starters essentially, but not finding their way into the team. QPR forever. Your hands needs to pick up his 4. Mostyn's been getting a lot of stick, so we'll have a point to prove. He's a sort of player who play well with a point to prove. Isn't he? What else are we saying here? Liam, evening, Ben. Going on tour next week. Very nice too, Liam. Tell us where you're going. What else are we saying in the chat here? Ralph, 2-1 Forest. QPR too tired after Tuesday. Yes, they did play in the League Cup, didn't they? And did indeed win on penalties against Sunderland. David, has Gray done anything for the R's? Yeah, he's not been terrible. He scored at West Brom. I don't think he's the dead loss he was in the sort of last 14 months at Watford, let's just say. It's a minute's applause at the KPF. The poppies are up on the screen, lest we forget. I will endeavour to applaud and talk at the same time. If you want to put your applause emojis in the chat for the Poppy remembrance, please feel free. I know some people get annoyed at me talking through this, but we got to keep broadcasting. I hope we can show our respect at the same time ahead of QPR versus Nottingham Forest. QPR in 7th, Forest in 15th. The players have got poppies there on the centre of their shirts. There is Sir Les Ferdinand up in the stand, clapping along. And we are nearly done with that minute's applause there. Lest we forget for the poppies. And I think we're going to get a cornet player. And the last stand played in the stadium. Thank you all for your tributes there. Let's just pop them all up. Terrific stuff, you lot. Once again, apologies if anyone's offended by me keeping talking through this. We will keep going. It looks like I don't have the sound on, by the way. I've got it in my ears here. We'll keep the broadcasting going, of course. And thank you for all of your applause emojis there. I think we're all behind the yearly Poppy appeal that will be celebrated or remembered, whichever way you want to phrase it, in stadiums across the country this weekend. Right. It looks like the cornet player, trumpet player, is it? I can't quite see past his book there. Is just playing his solo. So we'll stick up a few more of your applause emojis up there. Thanks, Noah and Ben and James. And I am going to rumble through teams one more time. Both sides with a 3 at the back tonight. Rangers, Iain in goal. Dickie DeVries, Barbe. McCallum and Adoma wide. Johansson Dazelle centrally. Chair and Willock off Lyndon Dykes. For Nottingham Forest, Bruce Sammer in goal. Back 3, Worrell, Figueiredo, McKenna. Lowe and Spence wide. Yates and Colback centrally. And in some sort of configuration, Lolly, Johnson and Graben. Maybe as SofaScore have got it there with Lolly off the 2 of them up top. More likely, possibly Graben central. And Lolly might have to go out of his way a little bit over to the left-hand side. You can see the heat map. Not that there's a lot of it, I have to say. Skews to the right. He loves to cut in from that side, Joe Lolly, but he's got a hell of a shot on him. And still a danger in the 10 position. And the trumpet player, cornet player, I can't tell the difference, has finished. Fantastic stuff. Well done for your applause there. There you go. Closest could find to a poppy. Well done. Guys, right. The Forest players have gone into a huddle. Referee Davies is just sorting his watch out. And we are good to go. I'll stick 0-0 up on the screen. As ever, I'm watching on a Sky TV feed. If you're watching on Now TV or Sky Go or on a smart TV, you might be slightly behind possibly. So I'll give you a time sync. You can pause me and get everything lined up there. Let me know if and when anybody wants a timestamp. And we'll try and give a couple in each half. Let you know where I am. The players lining up. Hard to read anything into it, but Johnson has pulled over to the right. But to be fair, Lolly is on that side with him as well. Steph Johansson kicks us off. And the players forget to take the knee. This has happened many, many times. There they go. Well done, guys. The players, or those that choose to do so, take the knee in protest at all forms of discrimination. There we go. What a cock up. Right. Have another go, Steph. And off we go. Lolly knew where the centre was going, didn't he? That was silly. And Forest have won it back right high up the pitch now. Lolly tries to feed it into Johnson. Johnson into the box. Johnson hits the shot. And that was a very clever bit of play by Joe Lolly within about 3 seconds there. He knew exactly where that centre was going because they'd already had a go at it. Ran in, closed down. And Brennan Johnson has an effort at goal after about 18 seconds, possibly. Albert Adoma has gone down holding his heel as well. We're seeing the replay of Lolly slipping it to Johnson. I did not see what happened to Adoma, I have to say. He's holding his heel, I think, there. If he stays down, we'll get you a time stamp. It looked like it could open up there for a very, very early goal. I'll give you a time stamp. We're going to be at 1 minute in 3, 2, 1, sink. Adoma does not look very comfortable. He just went like that as if to say it's an impact. Maybe he can run it off. We will find out. I'm just going to flash up the QPR bench. The obvious change would be Moses Odubajo on there. Ouch. Completely accidental, I think. Joe Lolly just runs and clips Adoma on the back of his heel. They can be very, very painful. Lolly holds up a hand and says, sorry, but it's a painful one. Odubajo has probably been sent by Mark Warburton to warm up. And, well, an interesting start, hey? Players forget to take the knee. Joe Lolly knows where the centre's going, goes and charges it down. Shot on goal after 18 seconds, and Adoma is trying to now run the injury off. Hopefully you got a time sync, Frank. We'll give you one later on. I think the ref forgot to. Yeah, I think everybody did, didn't they? Obviously, we would like to do our part to stop discrimination, but many, many times the taking of the knee does get forgotten, or some players do it and others don't. And the ball gets kicked and then we get called back again. So there we go. Right, 2.5 minutes gone. Ball's thrown back to Jordy De Vries. Senny Dieng has it. 2:41 on the clock. Only one phase of play so far. A fairly long stoppage for Uncle Albert Adoma. Colback knocks it to Max Lowe, who, poor ball, actually plays it down the ground. Out it goes. I think barely a few passes completed so far. Forest snapping into the press there. Barbe plays it to Willock. Lovely feat by him. Worrell tries to win it back. Dykes knocks it off to McCallum. Dykes leaves one on the back of Worrell there. Gets away with that one. And QPR win it back in the centre circle. Chair. Willock. Tidy as ever. Barbe. Dickey. QPR just getting on top now. As soon as I say that, Johansson turns into Max Lowe, who knocks the ball away from him. Does he win a throw-in? I think he does, doesn't he? Big appeal from Steve Cooper. Yeah. In fact, he's won a free kick. Here is Joe Worrell, who's going to hit a big diag. And it doesn't find its mark there. Headed away. Colback. Well, they nearly caught Adoma ahead of the ball there. But Colback's header had too much gas on it. Bit fraught from Forest. Other than that, decent play from Lolly in the first minute. Hal, chair is class for QPR. I wonder what his market value is at now. I don't know how long the contract is. Assuming the contract's more than a year, we got to be in the 10 million range for chair, haven't we? That seems to be if you're taking a creative player from the Championship. But yeah, excellent player. There's a dreadful ball by, who was that? De Vries trying to play it. Really fizzes it out from the centre, trying to find McCallum. Messy for the last 2 minutes, I have to say. Throw in Forest down the right. Spence throws it in, gets it back. Spence to Worrell, to Figueiredo, to McKenna across the back, as you can probably imagine as I say the names. Colback down the line, given away again. Knocked forward early by Rangers. McKenna clears. Pretty poor last 2.5 minutes. Lots of pressing by both teams. Neither side settling on the ball. You think you need Willock or a chair or maybe Dazelle to settle on the ball for QPR. It's gone loose there. And a strange type shot from 30 yards there from Chris Willock. I know he kind of half chips it. I guess he's trying to bend it in one or other corners, puts it straight at Brice Samba in the goal. Here's Graben coming short. Good energy to the game, I will say. The press is snapping in from both teams. Chair signed a new contract last year. Well, okay, maybe stick a few more million from what I said then, because it's going to cost you on a long contract. Only 24, isn't he? As well. Bully special prize. Nice commentary. Thanks. You're very, very welcome. Here's Colback. He's being held by Johansson. I think referee Dave is going to let that one go. McKenna. Dykes choosing not to press McKenna there. I don't know whether he's the trigger. Graben. Nice switch out to Spence. Into his feet, though, not ahead of him. And it's not back to Worrell. Bit of what I'd call safe possession for Forest at the moment. Worrell feeds it in. Good slide tackle by Barbe on Brennan Johnson. Johansson Dazelle to Chair, who's just dropped into sort of a deep central midfield position. Dickey with a nice little sidestep on Lewis Grab, and Grab looks like he's going to foul him. He doesn't in the end, although Dickey does end up on the deck, gives the ball away. Forest have it back in the left back position, and it's back home with Samba. Samba tries a sort of little dink out to the wing back position there. Pretty much pulled it off, I would suggest. Spence. Oh, there's one in the channel. Now, Brennan Johnson's got away down the right wing. He picks out Johnson into the box, engages and wins a corner. Couldn't quite get enough space to get the cross off. Chris Adoma better suited as wing back. Lolly after injury. Nothing like the player he was. John, nearly 7 minutes and no goals yet. We had plenty on Sunday, didn't we, in Barnsley and Sheffield United? 5 in one half, in fact. Anthony, come on, Forest. First goal, vital. And comes a corner low from Lolly. It's given back to him. Lolly to Colback. Colback's going to have a shot, strangely. It's deflected out to Lolly again. He's going to let that go for a throw. You'd rather it was Colback passing it to Lolly for a long-range shot than the other way round, which is what happened. Who's QPR's dedicated penalty taker after that Sunderland performance? I'm not entirely sure. Probably Lyndon Dykes, isn't it? I remember him taking a few last season. I think his first couple of goals were penalties. Ben Ipswich, hard game at Plymouth tomorrow. Yes, it is. I don't want to knock anyone's ambitions down, but give me a point and we'll get on the bus now against Hardy and Jeffcott for Ipswich tomorrow. Wickham away as well on Tuesday. I'll be at the game at Adams Park on Tuesday night. Looking forward to that, but not looking forward to that because I know Wickham will probably do a number on my lot. Ipswich. Here is Willock looking for Chair. Yates in there. Chair surely has obstructed Colback. I think referee Davis got that wrong. But anyway, QPR continue the attack. Ooh. Willock knocked it into Chair, who stepped over it and passed it with his trailing foot there. Would have been a brilliant bit of skill if Willock had been able to run on to that. I think I agree with what Sky are probably saying over their replay. Now, I think Chair obstructed Colback in the first instance. So Steve Cooper, I'd imagine, would have been very grumpy if they'd have scored from that. Headed down to Dazelle. Dazelle finds Dickey. Chair again comes short just to help out Dazelle and Johansson in central midfield. I suspect Forest will quite like the idea of Chair moving from behind Colback and Yates to in front of them. Certainly rather he was there where they had the double pivot goal side of him. A nice slide tackle again by Barbe, who's certainly gone physical on Brennan Johnson so far. Fed in by Johansson to Dykes. Now, the only problem with Barbe engaging in slide tackles with Johnson is there will be a time where Johnson gets past him and in behind. Just got to be careful of Johnson's pace and ability to fly down that right wing. Spence. Yates. McKenna. Willock, very tidy, good player. Yeah, good player. Like his brother, isn't he? Two brothers, both pros, aren't they? All Arsenal. Owen, chicken curry. Very nice. I had a smash burger earlier with Shaylee. I've never had one before. It was jolly nice, and I don't feel I need to eat now again until tomorrow. Here is Dieng, who pings it out to Barbe. Nice touch by Johan Barbe. McCallum back to DeVries, who's going to go long. Big diag, 11:30 on the clock. Adoma, poor touch by him. And Scott McKenna has won it. And Ryan Giggs-like run down the wing there. Unbelievable scenes. The cross is not very Giggs-like, though. And QPR have it back, and McCallum wins the throw-in off Spence. Anywhere to watch Championship 3 p.m s, James? Get down the stadium or get a VPN, although I don't know whether I'm allowed to endorse that over the internet. So that would obviously be your choice. Sean, boo, Luton down to 6th. Forest 10 places, only 3 points behind. It'll shake out. Sean, don't you worry. Always does. Unholy tight. 7 teams, I think, on 21 points. Although, as Sean says, we can give QPR one more, stick them on 22 as things stand. McKenna knocks that back to Samba. Wenlock, prediction for Leicester Arsenal. Do you know what? I'm at the game and I'm working and I haven't got a clue. What I normally do on the journey up is I'll listen to a whole Leicester podcast, then I'll listen to a whole Arsenal podcast and try and catch up with what's what. It's hard for me to, if they're not dearly departed. Dieng, well, he took a little bit long on the goal kick, knocked it into Barbe. Barbe heavy touch, robbed by Johnson, but then Johnson just ran it out of play. Yeah, it's a good press by Graben on Dieng, just forcing that poor goal kick. Stephen, how has Spence done for Forest so far? Very well, from what I can ascertain. One of those loans where it looks like Borough could probably use him, but I suppose Mr. Warnock knows what he's doing. QPR fans will certainly think Mr. Warnock knows what he's doing after his time there. And the brilliant team with Adel Tarabt in, if you can call them a team. Bit of a one-man team, wasn't it? But what a one-man, eh? Worrell. Spence. Yates, big hoof down into the channel. That might work, actually. Johnson, good strength by Johnson against Barbe. Oh, Johnson's gone down. Oh, referee Davis had a long look at that. Oh, I'm going to need a replay on that one. Johnson had a bit of a reputation last season at Lincoln for, how can I word this? And I like the guy a lot, and I'm friends with his dad, for being able to exploit contact, let's just say. Let's have a look there. He did well to show the strength. Let's see if, still haven't seen a replay, by the way. We'll see if there was, you're looking for hands, really. If the hands are out from Barbe, then I'm more likely to accept the argument that that was a penalty. If not, there is such thing as contact that's not a foul. Maybe we'll see a replay within the next 5 minutes, but Willock's got it down the left wing. Barbe sticks in right. Come on in, Sky. Let's have a replay of that one. Referee Davis had a long look. Right, let's have a look. There's nothing wrong with the first challenge. Very grey area. Barbe definitely puts his arm in the back. And it's quite clever from Barbe because he kind of pushes him, but makes it look like he's falling into him at the same time. So, look, that one's completely down the middle for me. If it got given, fine. If it doesn't get given, fine. I don't think that one's clear either way to me. Contact certainly not proportional to bring him down, but the arm does get extended a little bit. I'm totally down the middle on that one. Oh, stinging shot there from Joe Lolly. Dieng tips that one over the bar. Let's have a look here. What do you guys think? Owen with NFFC in his name says that's a penalty. So does James. John says down too easy. Look for a pen. Got wrong side. Maybe looking for it. I think two things are true. Chris thought it was a pen. So did Hal. W&G fan. I'm not sure whether he thinks it's a pen or not. No penalty, says Sean. Went down too easy. It's right down the middle for them. If that got given, I wouldn't be shocked. If it doesn't get given, I'm not shocked. It's right down the middle for me, that one. Corner comes in. Good punch by Dieng. I don't think it was clear either way in terms of the call. I think in Premier League land, I don't think it would have gone to VAR because I don't think it could have ever been construed as a clear and obvious error. So I wouldn't be criticising referee Davies there. But also, again, I sound like I'm right down the middle. I am. I wouldn't have criticised him for giving it, to be honest. The grizzled old defender has pushed the young kid down. What are we thinking, Chris? What was his name? Willie Young and Paul Allen in the cup final. I'm thinking of in what year was that? 1979, I think. And Paul Allen was like 18 or something, wasn't he? Here comes Lowe, feeds that in, looking for Gavin. In it comes to Lolly. Lolly's tried to run Willock. Willock does well. QPR are all back in shape. We do criticise QPR defensively on here, but that looks like a tidy start position. One round the corner looking for Gavin. And again, Chair is very much pulling into a right central midfield position a lot. I mean, look, wherever you put him, he's dangerous. But given possibly there's only Dykes up ahead of him, you want him closer. Brilliant bit of skill by Adoma down the right there. Iain writes it over Max Lowe's head. Great skill by Adoma. Adoma pops it in the box. Big header cleared by Worrell. Touched on by Chair and headed away again by Yates. Chair heads down and Johansson hooks it back. And Jordy de Vries has got it at the back. Barbe plays it back to de Vries. Dezel just steps out the way of it. De Vries, nice ball into Johansson. Johansson's found the pocket there. Adoma probably fancy running low now. Good play by Adoma. Tries to feed it in to Lyndon Dykes, but Figueiredo had watched him all the way across. And you'd have to say the more that Chair and Willock pull back, it is going to be fairly easy for that Forest back three, isn't it? Because Figueiredo can just follow Lyndon Dykes with two men spare pushing out. And that was certainly the case there. Paul Allen was 17. There we go. And cruelly hacked down, clean through in the cup final. Only a yellow card in those days for that one. And would have been the most obvious red, and outrage would have been abound there nowadays, wouldn't it? Hey, an obvious goal scoring opportunity, if ever you saw one. Actually, that would have been an interesting one with, I hadn't thought about that actually, with that potential penalty call. I'm just playing it back in my head. If there was a shot at goal for Johnson and Barbe had a foul given against him and was deemed not to have made a deliberate attempt to play the ball, which he didn't because he was going with his arms, he would have been red carded probably, wouldn't he? So could have been a double whammy there for QPR. But then again, I think it was right down the middle. That one, Adoma, the beautiful bit of skill, wasn't it? Hey, John Adoma impressed me. Looks up for it. Free kick to Rangers, 20:37 on the clock. De Vries, Barbe, Dickey, Dykes, all up for it. Some good height in there. Looks like Chair as a right-footed option and Johansson as a left-footer. Here comes Chair. In it goes near post. Crouching down there, Lyndon Dykes. I wonder why he did crouch down. He was sort of falling there. I don't think there was any sense of any foul there by Max Lowe on him. There's one into the channel now. Can grab and get there. That's good sweeper keeper play from Iain, who's able not only to win the ball, but the offside flag has gone up. Get your thoughts in on the first quarter of this. Not a lot in it. Probably the two big moments have gone Forest's way, you would have to say. That one after about 20 seconds when Johnson shot wide. And then Johnson, a borderline. Seen him given, seen him not given in the penalty box there. Again, I don't think you would have blamed referee Davies for giving that one. Either way, driven in from the corner of the box there. Little deflection on that. Dykes got a lucky bounce there after McKenna fell down. straight into Dieng's arms. Here is Lolly. Turns inside the centre circle. McKenna. Coyle back. Johansson drives him back. Again, pretty decent defensive shape. Looks like Chair and Willock have swapped wings or sides for the moment. Chair's gone inside left and Willock inside right. Sort of inverting themselves now. Colback knocks that back to Samba. Worrell to Spence for Forest. Yates closed down by Dazelle. And Figueiredo's got it. 0-0. McKenna. Colback. Figueiredo. Worrell. Look for that ball up to Johnson again, are they? Flicked on by Gavin, and it's gone loose to Johnson. DeVries overcommits. Johnson, in a very similar way, overcommits into 3 QPR players there and has the ball taken off him. Free kick 1. I think it could have been potentially 2 fouls there on Willock. I think there's a tug by McKenna first off, which is what the foul was given for. Dazelle gives the ball away. Here's Spence. And again, they're looking for the run of Johnson into the right-hand channel. Johnson versus McCallum. Good play by McCallum. But it's worked a few times there. Definite ploy. When the ball's on transition, if it's anywhere on that right-hand side, clipped over the top, and Johnson is as quick as anything. Good play by McCallum, tracking him there, the Norwich low knee for QPR. Yeah, Sky have just flashed up. 63% of Forest attacking players going down that right-hand side. And it's a corner to Forest, but McCallum is flat on his back. Let's go to some comments here. Anthony, there you go. Foot in both camps there. Forest, but used to live on White City. You can't lose tonight then, Anthony. Once Johnson sorts out his decision-making, yeah, he's just got that raw pace and that acceleration and direct ability. Moses Odebajo is getting stripped. We thought he might come on for Uncle Albert Adoma after about 30 seconds of this game, but maybe he's coming on for McCallum at left wing back. Odebajo, the former Brentford, Hull wing back. McCallum doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Not entirely sure what happened. Looked like he had his technique okay on that slide tackle. Oh, actually, I do see what happens. Johnson lands on his ankle. Yeah, you can see it just rock back there. So he might have tweaked the ligament in his ankle there. I'm not a doctor. That's from 3 replays on Sky. Bazzy, how much has Cooper changed Forest's system? And has he added in any of the previous fringe players because they are chalk and cheese? I don't know. Honestly, I'm trying to think who's come in. I mean, he put the 3 of them up top, Zinkernagel, Johnson and Gavin. But in the main, it looks like roughly the same bunch of players, just playing incredibly differently. Odebajo, if any Forest fans want to chime in on that, I'd be interested to hear. I think Odebajo is going to play left wing back. He's a right wing back by trade, so Brennan Johnson will find that maybe a desirable switch. In comes the corner onto the near post. Good one. Bouncing in there. I think Joe Worrell had thrown himself at the near post. It's recycled. Here's Spence. Spence closed down by Johansson. Spence out to Lolly, who's definitely going to go on his left foot. Here he comes inside. Lolly, nice little reverse ball for Johnson. Johnson fires across. Oh, how has that not gone in? Oh, Yates is holding his head. Gavin was in the middle. Do you know what? It's a very good bit of goalkeeping. I think Iain touches that, and that's virtually the only place that would go where Forest don't score. Great ball by Lolly. To be fair, I think Yates is offside, actually. Yes, he is. But if it had gone in off Dieng and then off Adoma, it wouldn't have mattered because Yates wouldn't have needed to touch the ball. So it's a corner. Interesting sequence of events there. And Forest have definitely had the better chances in this one, haven't they? Here comes Lolly with another corner. Another good delivery as well. Fizzed into the near post. Good header out. Forest on top here. Here's Spence. Spence driving into the box. Adoma does well. Spence down. And the free kick has been given the other way. So Spence has fouled Adoma there, not the other way round. The Forest players were gathering around referee Davies. Let's have a look at this. Spence, Adoma does get goal side. I probably wouldn't have given a foul, but I certainly wouldn't have given a penalty on that. Well, actually, when you look down, a little tangle of feet there. Would have been harsh, but I think it's harsh the other way. I'd have given nothing there and let the game go, but there you go. That's me sitting on the fence in the box, isn't it? How on earth has that not gone in? Pinball. Figueiredo and Johansson having a bit of WWE action in the corner. Oh, what I did notice about that is it comes off Dieng, off Adoma, and if Rob Dickey isn't quite... Dickey dives out the way there. That's an interesting one, that one. Because Spence is in front of Adoma, then Adoma's in front of Spence, but then Spence, at the very last second, gets in front of Adoma, who's just been caught on camera wiping his brow there. Interesting. Tangle of legs. It would have been clumsy at worst, but it's almost like the two Forest penalty calls. If you put them two together, you definitely get a penalty out of both of them, don't you? Maybe, I think the second one's probably got more legs than the first one, I'd have to say. Adoma tries to cross. Dazelle. And round the corner from Davies to Abarbe. Here is Dazelle. Johansson. Steve, certainly a better penalty shout there than the Brady one. I think you're right, actually. Do you know what? It took me a couple... Oh, there's Dykes on the near post, tries to volley that one goalwards. Figueiredo's gone down. I think Steve is right there. It took me a couple of replays. Honestly, in full speed, in deference to referee Davies, I didn't think it was a penalty at all. But then on the second replay, it's like, oh, gets his leg in front there. Sin given. And yeah, if I'm saying I was right on the fence about the first one, and I think there's more in the second one, then if the first one's 50-50, then the second one's probably 60-40 sin given. And as usual, I very sarcastically say at this point, if only we had a video referral system that would allow the referee to go and check and have a look at that. Help him out. Maybe that one gets given. So two possible penalty shouts now for Forest. Yeah, exactly. Add the two together, Jigsaw, and you definitely got a penalty, haven't you? By my numbers, a 50-50 and a 60-40. You got a 110% Stonewall penalty with the two added together. There is Steve Clark in the stands, presumably watching Lyndon Dykes tonight. What's going on here? There's bits of paper. Bits of paper everywhere. QPR 0, Forest 0. Forest edging it. Not really in terms of creating big chances, but a couple of penalty shouts and a couple of corners swung in. QPR haven't created a lot at all, have they, thus far? Spence, nice little manoeuvre on Dazelle, but Odebajo comes back and helps him out. It's played into Steph Johansson. He tries to sort of angle it in behind on the right wing. Adoma cannot quite get there. Here's Dickey at right centre-back. Willock in a very deep position there. He's knocked it back in to Dickey. Barbe. Odebajo. Big diag there. Easy header clear for Max Lowe. Lolly knocks it off. One back by Andre Dazelle. Poor ball by Dazelle. 5 years of frustrations watching him in an Ipswich shirt there. Johansson. Oh, I thought Johansson was going to get a foul there. Looked like he'd got to the ball first and maybe been taken down by Colback. Referee Davis says nothing. It's the moral of the first half, that one. Referee Davis says nothing. Maybe rightly. Here comes Odebajo down the left. And cleared out. Third time's a charm, says Sean. Yeah, they're definitely getting the next penalty shout, aren't they? VAR in the Championship. Oh, John, you love it. You know it'll improve things. Starting to feel like if Forest don't score while they're on top, they're going to get sucker punched. That's normally what happens to QPR, isn't it? But, yeah, certainly the game has edged slightly in Forest's favour. If they don't score by half-time, there will be consequences. Lyndon Dykes has gone down. I'm sure the camera's going on Steve Clarke any second, the Scotland manager in the crowd. Now, Charlie Austin is on the bench for Rangers. Joe Lolly's just having a chat with Steve Cooper. Cooper giving him some ideas. Andre Gray on the bench as well. They're not sure of striking options on the bench, Rangers. Already made one sub, as Noah points out. Although, it doesn't look like either of those forward players are going to come on. Looks like Jimmy Dunn is getting ready. Now, that I don't understand. Oh, Geordie DeVries. Oh, beg your pardon. Sorry, it wasn't Lyndon Dykes. My bad. Sorry, it was Geordie DeVries. Excuse me, it was a centre half rather than centre forward. And it looks like, yeah, Rangers are going to make a second sub here on only 34 minutes. Excuse me, I got that all wrong. I thought it was Dykes when I saw the tattoo. But it wasn't. It was Geordie DeVries, and Jimmy Dunn is going to come on, the former Manchester United Burnley player. What happened then? Oh, absolutely nothing. Completely innocuous. Gets ahead of Graben. Wins the ball. Graben doesn't touch him. DeVries stops, holds his hand up and says, I'm done. On comes Jimmy Dunn, number 20, and I would imagine he'll play in the middle of the three. So again, a like-for-like swap. But Rangers only one sub remaining. If they did want to try Austin and Gray later on in the game, they can't now. Here's Spence, and Spence has been fouled by Moses. Odebajo, QPR forever. Here come the injuries. Not good with our small squad. Also, not good at the start of a 3-game week. Centre-back and wing-back both off injured in the first 35 minutes of this one. Couldn't afford to fit VAR at the Kenny. Get Sky to pay for it. Spend that Premier League TV money on something decent rather than giving 120 million of it a year to the 3 relegated teams. Nodded down and away by Worrell. And here's that searing pace from Johnson again. Look at him go. Dazelle trying to keep with him. He can't. Dazelle closes down. And for an Ipswich fan there, son of Jason Dazelle, tracking back, son of David Johnson there. A couple of great Ipswich players of the past. Let's not make this all about Ipswich, though. Johnson is so quick, isn't he? Dazelle does pretty well, actually, there to get back and stand him up. And the cross in the end, easy for Senny Dieng. Parachute. There's been too many parachute rants this week. I'm not doing another one. But well, they're 1, 2, 3. Let's be honest, they're going to be 1, 2, 3 for a while now, looking at the table, aren't they? Unless Coventry can get up and in there. Although, actually, no, to be fair, second play third tomorrow, don't they? Fulham and West Brom. So the parachute cartel are guaranteed to drop points tomorrow. A little touch around the corner there, looking for Willock. Easy cover by Max Lowe. And I would continue to hypothesize here that Forest have had the better of this half in terms of my eye test. We'll check the numbers on that at half time. QPR haven't really created a lot. I wouldn't have thought. Let me look at the numbers. In fact, they've had a shot from inside the box, have they? They've had one. I think it was Dykes, that volley that got closed down that really came to nothing. Good strength there by Yates to take it off Barbe. Slid through. Jed Spence is really high up the pitch. Oh, they're getting so many good positions down that right-hand side, but Spence just runs that one out. I don't know what he's trying to do, actually. Some kind of dink cutback to Gavin arriving on the near post. Big slide tackle by Odebajo. Maybe he just does enough to put Spence off. He was onside, wasn't he? Definitely something down the right there. Spence and Johnson with maybe Lolly coming over and helping against Barbe and Odebajo. Here's Adoma coming in off the right. Oh, nice reverse ball by Adoma. Looking for Johansson. Good cover by Figueiredo. And I'll say it again, those Forest 3 centre-halves have been able to look at things in front of them and just come out and head it, kick it, haven't they? Not really got Chair and Willock up against the outside centre-backs, which sounds very Steve Cooper, doesn't it? Samba makes the catch and ostentatiously falls over and throws the ball out at the same time. Lolly does well. Lolly into Gavin. Gavin drifts right where Spence waits. Spence knocks it back to Worrell. Worrell switch of play. McKenna to Lowe. Again, I give QPR credit. Good defensive shape. When Forest play laterally, QPR, who we have criticised for conceding too many goals. No one's conceded more goals. You have to go down to, oh, crikey, Reading in 13th place for anyone to conceded more goals than Forest, than QPR. But they've been in shape fairly nicely a few times. Although you do feel one good Forest counter-attack will catch them. Willock, Adoma. Oh, nice cross left-footed, good angle on that, headed away by Figueiredo, I think, yeah. And Lolly gets back and Dazelle fouls him. Here is Worrell. Spence into the channel again, looking for the run of Johnson. Dunn just gets his body in the way and it runs through to Senny Dieng. Here's Barbe, bit of space, comes over halfway, left centre back. Oh, tried to play it through the legs of Spence there and then fouls him. Spence just trying to kind of position himself right in the way of wherever a pass is going to go. And Barbe tried to just force it through his legs. And McKenna has got it. 41-34 on the clock. QPR 0, Forest 0. Forest edging it. A couple of penalty shouts. Seen them given. Nothing particularly clear. Crossed into the near post. And I think it's Brennan Johnson arriving. Tries to shade that one right foot. That's an all right opening that. Johnson holds his head. He was marked, but he was across the front of his man on the near post there. Here's Colback. Colback to Yates. Yates into Graben. Heavy touch by Graben. Chair takes it off him. Johansson. Barbe. Good play, Spence. And then Yates tackles his own man virtually there. Here's Willock. Willock knocks that out right to Adoma. Oh, good feet by Adoma. He's going to beat low here. Crossed in. Oh, Dykes was there on the near post. Good interception by Figueiredo. And Andre Dazelle again. Just too slow there. And takes out Jack Colback. And Dazelle knows it. Fair cop by referee Davis there. He let the last run from Dazelle go. He's not going to let that one go. And the yellow card is, I think, rightly coming out there. Second late one from Andre Dazelle. Colback just too good for him. And he had one a few minutes ago. I don't think any Rangers fans will be complaining about that yellow card. Dazelle, keep your eye on him. I doubt he'll finish the game. But remember, Rangers have only got one sub remaining. So he may have to, especially if they want to bring Charlie Austin or Andre Gray in at some point. Here is Jimmy Dunn, who's, well, stuck that straight down the throat of Figueiredo. Ball's just flying about in the air there, and it's going to be a throw to QPR, which Odebajo takes. All done. Had to get that pass right. All the way across in front of Lewis Graben, who closes down Dieng again. Dieng, big kick down the middle. And Figueiredo and McKenna are doing well in the air, aren't they, against Lyndon Dykes? Another one goes their way, and that's without Joe Worrell into the bargain as well. Knocked back by Worrell to Samba, who knocks it back out to Worrell, right centre back. Worrell to Graben, who's come short. There's that ball again, looking for Brennan Johnson. A bit of a weak one, and it's out for a throw-in. I think it was Yates. He didn't quite get enough loft on that pass. Isn't the stand behind the goal at QPR called the loft? There we go. Nominative determinism, if ever I did see it. Spence throws that one in. Graben knocks it off to Spence. I think the captain's armband has ripped. Knocked out of play by Dunn. It's going to be a Forest throw, which Jed Spence is going to take. 6 minutes stoppage time. Remember, 2 subs for Rangers. Adoma went down for a couple of minutes before we'd even played a single minute of this game. So not surprised there's stoppage time. Didn't quite think it'd be as much as 6, but there we go. Concentration required now, especially for QPR, who are defending at the moment. Worrell goes all the way home to Samba, who's going to knock it sideways to Figueiredo, who goes back to Samba. 1 minute of stoppage time played. Minimum 5 remaining. Oh, here's Lyndon Dykes now. Dykes, sort of in the 10 position. Dykes driving forward, tries to hit the shot. His Chair inside the box. Chair hits it. He was looking for the near post. It's blocked out. Feels like the first time we've even seen Chair on the ball in the box there. You can see what he was attempting. Ball came to him a little bit fortuitously. Just deflects across. And he's just trying to find that near post. Good defending by Worrell, actually. He sort of crouches down, hands behind his back, as you need to nowadays. Blocks it out with his knee. And Samba knocks that one clear again. Dickey knocks it up the line. We have now played just about 2 minutes of the 6 minutes of stoppage time. God, what a prophetic call by me there. They've got the touch map for Ilias Chair up on the screen, and that was indeed his first touch in the penalty box. I was right. We've done this before. And Opta agrees with me. Lies, damn lies and statistics. Throwing to Rangers, Adoma. To Willock, back to Adoma. Dickey just hoiks it forward. Can Dykes win that? He's not winning a lot in the air against the big centre halves, although he's done well to win the second ball, Dykes, to be fair to him. Chair, Odebajo. Dancing feet by him. Odebajo crosses in. Far too close to Samba, who catches it easily. And here comes Joe Worrell. And we have now played 3 minutes of the interminable 6 minutes of stoppage time that we've got in the first half here. Yates. Again, they're trying to play the channel and find Johnson, who holds it up. Johnson trying to run Barbe again. Barbe gets his body in the way and has won a corner. Barbe was hoping for a foul there. Let's have a look. Is there one? He goes down easily. Call it quits on those penalty calls then, yeah? Corner, Forest. Yates, Figueiredo, Grabban, McKenna, Worrell, all inside the 6-yard box. In it comes, headed away, brought down by Adoma, who boots it away to no one in particular. Adoma gets another go, looking for Willock. Max Lowe on the cover, just slices it into the crowd. Actually, does he get that one over the stand? No, he doesn't. Might have hit the roof. Here's Adoma into the box on the left. Oh, good feet by Adoma. Adoma crosses back post. Big chance, and it's into the nets. Oh! And Lyndon Dykes has scored on the back post. A brilliant bit of play by Albert Adoma. And I would say, against the run of play, QPR lead. QPR 1, Forest 0. Dykes, with famous last words by me, I said he hasn't won a lot in the air against McKenna and Figueiredo, but he peels off to the back post there. And it's really good play by Adoma, who throws it in from the left-hand side, just ends up there after the corner was cleared. And it's a great bit of skill. He holds it up, and it's a lovely little scoop back round to beat Spence. In fact, it's a brilliant assist by Adoma, that. Look at that. Whoop. See you later. And yeah, Lowe gets sucked under the ball. To be fair, he's probably not going to beat Dykes in the air anyway. Bit of a nightmare all round for Max Lowe, actually, because it was him who shanked it out for the throw-in the first instance. Dykes, as it was coming over, I said, big chance coming. And he smashes the header, as you would imagine a player of his profile and size to do so, into the back of the net. And I said when that stoppage time went up, QPR would have to concentrate. No. Forest had to concentrate, and referee Davis, 10 seconds short of the 6-minute stoppage time, brings us to half-time, and it's QPR 1, Nottingham Forest 0. Get your thoughts in on that. I reckon that's slightly against the run of play. I thought Forest edged the first half up until stoppage time. Steve Cooper looks pretty disappointed, as you can imagine. Probably thinks they didn't deserve to go in behind. Couple of penalty shouts. Barbe on Johnson was a bit meh. Who was it on Spence? I can't remember. It was Barbe again. I think it might have been on Spence. Forgive me if I got the wrong player there. That one had a bit more about it. I didn't see it there in real time, I have to say. But on the second replay, Spence did get his leg in front. There's a chance sort of after about 30 seconds for Brennan Johnson. Seemed like the best outlet for Forest during the first half was Johnson spinning and the ball into the channel and causing loads of trouble for Barbe and McCallum. Remember, McCallum went off, De Vries went off, and Odebajo and Dunn came on. Andre Dezelle got a yellow card. QPR created not very much. Willock and Chair didn't manage to get forward, but sucker punch, I think, as someone in the chat said. Brilliant assist by Albert Adoma, just kind of countering from a corner kick, a defensive corner kick, and a lovely, can we call it a Romario scoop around, and then across with his left foot, and Dykes did the right thing, pulled off on the back post and smashed the header in. It's a good goal. I'm sure Steve Cooper will probably find about 5 mistakes in it from a Forest point of view, but that's always the way, isn't it? Good bit of skill by Albert Adoma, and it's 1-0. Get your thoughts in on the first half. The numbers say 53-47 to Forest on the possession. 5 shots apiece, 3 on target to 2 to QPR. You can see in terms of territory, though, 5 corners to 0 in there. And then you see 1 big chance to 0. Go figure. That was the goal, wasn't it? And yeah, just it doesn't pick up penalty claims, the stats, does it? But there you go. QPR, as we said, any type of win today, given goal difference, will stick them above Coventry. But look, the parachute cartel intact there. 1, 2, and 3. Forest, it would be back-to-back defeats. Let's go to your comments. And anything else you want to talk about at half-time. Let's have a look. What are we saying? Come on, says Noah. Pleased with that goal. So it's QPR forever. Said he had to lead the line better. Adoma, brilliant. Sucker punched. Absolutely. The Scotsman does it again. Owen, shouldn't be 1-0 down. No, I don't think you should. Classic Forest. Good header. Forest could have done better defensively. My word, Adoma. I don't think that's fair, Owen. I don't think there was anything in the first half, in the first penalty shout. I think that was 50-50. The second one was so hard to see. I had 2 replays. I didn't think there was anything in it on the first one. I think robbed is totally overstating it there. You could have got one of them, but robbed is not fair at all there. Great assist. Shocking defending, says Lee. 2 things can be true. Chris, poor defended by Spence. That's why Warnock got rid of him. Head it, kick it, Chris. Noah, we deserve every bit of luck referee-wise after that. Look, come on, you lot. Let's stop talking about referees. Put yourself in my position. Every fan of every club I speak to complains about referees and about injuries. And in the end, I stop listening because I'm just like, well, if everyone's right, then everyone's got loads of injuries and all referees are against all teams. So I just tune it out in the end. 1 shout, maybe at a push, but not 2. Yeah, the second one looked a bit more, didn't it? What else are we saying in the chat here? Keep your comments coming. Wenlock, needless throwing given. Yeah, he was coming across on the cover on the right foot, wasn't he? The left back, and just shanked it away, didn't he? Do you know, I said at the time, has he managed to put that one over the stand? I bet he wishes he had now, because they could have maybe set a little bit better after the throw. Yeah, Justin Peach has just lost that debate when he picked low. Yeah, maybe he has, hasn't he? Who won that debate? I can't remember. Trevor, yes, come on, you are. So QPR forever. I will take it. We're just going to see the goal. Again, they're actually in good position here. They just, Chris is right, actually, in the chat. Spence switches off to let Adoma get inside him in the first instance. It is a brilliant assist after that. But from the position they're in, with a straight pass like that, they shouldn't be getting into the box on the ball, should they? But let's not be miserable. We can find fault in every goal, can't we? Typical championship game. Forest edge it, not took the chances and got punished. Seems to be this way in the league. Non-football related. Frankie and Benny's. You love to see it. What's your tipple? You can get cocktails in Frankie and Benny's, can't you? Nice. Mr. E, slightly disappointed in QPR. Good goal. Forest, slightly the better side. I agree. Yeah, I agree. What else are we saying in the chat then? It's in the petition about Stroud. No, what's poor old referee Stroud done? Ray, do I think Leeds can get a vital win at Norwich? Yes, most people that visit Norwich think they can get a vital win, but by the same token, Norwich will see that the other way round. Both sides will have that one circled on the calendar. We're having a look at the penalty claims here. Barbe doing his best. I'm not pushing him, ref, and falling into Brennan Johnson. This is the one we're seeing again now on Sky that looked the more solid shout. It's a Doma on Spence. I suspect last season that would have got given when everything was a penalty, every tangle of legs. It's one of those, isn't it? There's not even a tackle made, but there is an argument that a Doma takes Spence down there with the lighter touch. Maybe not this season, but Forest fans won't care me saying that, will they? I think that would have been given last season when, as we said, everything is a penalty. What else have we got here in the chat? What's my opinion on the potential 5-sub rule change? In the context of this game, would it make a difference? Yeah, in the context of this game, it would absolutely make a difference because QPR have already had to make 2 substitutions through injury. And now, with their 2 attackers on the bench, they can only bring one of them on. I'll probably anger the chat here, but I don't subscribe to the view that it benefits all the big teams. I just don't. Look, whether there's 3 subs, 5 subs, 7 subs, or 9 subs, the big teams will always have more money and better squads and better subs, however many subs you make. So it is what it is. And if it stops players getting injured, what might be something that they need to do is ratchet how many you can make during the game. But then what do you do if somebody gets, if they've had 4 players injured by the hour mark? So we will see. I'm sure Big Val at West Brom will be loving the idea of the 5-sub rule coming back. What else are we saying here? QPR forever. A few balls gone over the stands over the years. Be a sad day when we do leave. Absolutely. Ben HD won that. Of course he did, didn't he? The audience voted for Ben HD. Hey? Chris, good pace to this match. The Forest going trailing when they should be ahead. Could have had a pen. Johnston's caused real trouble, but grabbing quiet. QPR need their tricky players in the box. More. Glenn Murray saying it was... Oh, dear. Did he actually use the term stone wall? Oh, dear. Look, I don't mind people thinking that something was a penalty, but when we get to this binary thing of people arguing that a subjective thing is either stone-wall and definitely is or absolutely isn't, that doesn't help the debate at all. And of course, I respect Glenn Murray, great player. Probably forgotten more about football than I'll ever know, in the last week. But I just think it would help the debate a little bit more. And I try and do it and say, look, that's why you would have given it. That's why you would have given it. You wouldn't have given it. And let's be honest, they're subjective penalty calls. They're never stonewall. They're never definitive because it's subjective. It can't be. It's an opinion at the end of the day, isn't it? So, yeah, Glenn Murray's more than entitled to say he thinks it's a penalty, but it just doesn't help with the binary thinking of football fans throwing out stonewall and clear on all of this. My opinion, again, I think the first one was 50-50 and the second one was 60-40. And I do happen to think the second one would have been given last season when everything was a penalty. What else are we saying in the chat? Strikers Union. There we go. Steve, nobody knows less about rules than players. Yeah, I think their passion does come into it a little bit, don't they? Ben HD deserves to win the debate for the 2 foot in his unbelievable. And we had Ben HD down as the nice guy of the group as well. And he's really going in 2-footed on Ben Pearson there. Brilliant stuff. Glenn Murray is a plum. Goes to show Glenn Murray. Hey, look, full respect to Glenn Murray. And again, we try and have a good dialogue in the chat here and listen to anybody's opinion. And with the fact that penalties are subjective, none of us can sit here if someone says something's a penalty or not say it's a penalty and say anything other than back than, okay, well, if you think that, great. What's your rationale for that? That's kind of where we have to go with these. And I hate to say it, more often than not, a lot of penalties are just in a grey area in between. Okay, when someone completely cleans somebody else out, yeah, you know that 90% of people are going to say penalty. And then you always get the club bias where fans of a team don't accept decisions against them and want every decision for them. But yeah, the whole stone wall thing doesn't really help the debate. Peter, at the match, was it a penalty, Ben? We think the first one was about 50-50, could have gone either way. And the second one, Peter, was probably 60-40, although Glenn Murray thinks it was a stone wall penalty, but most of the chat don't. What I will say is if either of them had been given, I wouldn't have been surprised. But I think the first one would have been harsh. I think QPR fans would have accepted the second one more than the first one, let's just say. In my opinion, neither of them were clear either way, really, both in that kind of grey area in the middle. As a former ref, no question, 90% of the players don't know the rules. And Steve, I hate to say it, probably 95% of the fans don't know the rules as well, or willfully misinterpret the rules when it comes to their own teams, as we've tried to sift through the bias in this channel. Striker's pen. Yeah, one of them, Robert. Murray said both were stonewall. No discussion was it. Oh, it's poor. Absolutely poor. The sure sign, and I really don't want to be going in two-footed on poor old Glenn Murray here. The sure sign somebody doesn't have a reasonable argument is when they say, end of conversation, no discussion, there's no debate. Why aren't you willing to debate something? How can there be no discussion over something that's subjective? That's poor. We want to encourage dialogue, not shut it down and say no discussion. Really, really poor. You're welcome, Peter. 80% of the players. Well, there we go. Someone else got 90%. You're suggesting that 95% of us don't know the rules. Honestly, Annie, from my sitting in football stadiums, either fans don't know the rules or they are willfully misinterpreting them for bias. Mark, have I been to all the Championship stadiums? No, I haven't. Which ones haven't I been to? I haven't been to Bournemouth. They haven't been here long, have they? I haven't been to Blackpool. They haven't been here long. And I haven't been to... No, I've been to all of the rest of them. Yes, I've been to 22 out of 24 Championship stadiums. No Bournemouth, obviously COVID, and I've only been down here 2 seasons since I've been covering. And what was the other one I haven't been to? Blackpool, yeah. And that's a long way as well. So I don't know when I'll get up to Blackpool, but there we go. Yeah, I've been to Preston. Only been to Preston once. God, I went to Posh, Annie. It probably looks completely different now. 20 years ago, I think I went to Posh. In my Stonewall opinion, end of story, no debate, end of discussion. What's the other one they put, David? And it's not even close. Oh, God, that grinds my gears on Twitter. Here's my opinion, and it's not even close. Don't argue with me. Your opinion is not allowed. Oh, dear. Subjectivity and empathy disappeared in the modern world. There we go. Right. Into the second half. No substitutions, unsurprisingly, from QPR's point of view, because they've already had to make 2. We'll give you a time stamp. Try and give you one at 46 minutes. QPR 1, Forest 0. Odebajo down the left. He's run that out. Spence sees him out. A bit more decisive defending from Spence. than for the goal. I'm probably going to run up to 46 minutes, give you a timestamp, and then we'll just bang through the teams again. Figueiredo out to Spence, who goes long and headed away by Dunn. We're going to be at 46 minutes in. 3, 2, 1, sink. QPR 1, Forest 0. Rangers throwing down the right-hand side. Let's give you some teams. Excuse me, Forest throwing down the right. Let's just wait and see if this plays out. Spence has gone back into Worrell. Worrell to Lolly. Back to Worrell. Worrell out to McKenna. Low. Colback, low. QPR again in a decent defensive shape, and it's back with Toby Figueiredo stepping out, as he's probably been able to most of the game, actually. Figueiredo thought about a 35-yard thunder bastard, and it's given away by Spence on the right wing. Right, let's have it. Here are your teams. Dieng, no, let's not have it. In comes the cross from the right, just turned over. Sorry about this. We'll get the teams in a sec. Low. Adoma in and wins it. And it's going to be a Forest throw. Low throws it to McKenna. Nice bit of skill by McKenna. That little drag back and back heel flick. Here's Lolly on his right foot. I say on his right foot. He takes it with the left and tries to poke it over the outside. Right, for God's sake, let's get the teams done. Dieng in goal for Rangers. Dickey. DeVries out in the first half. Done in there. Ignore that. Barbe. McCallum out in the first half as well. Adebayo at left wing back. Adoma, brilliant assist for the first goal from right wing back. He was over on the left when he crossed it. Dazelle Johansson central. Dazelle, you can see on the yellow card there. Willock and Chair playing off Dykes. Bit of a gap, it has to be said, between Willock and Chair and Dykes. However, QPR are leading. It is what it is. Samba in goal for Forest. Worrell, Figueiredo, McKenna, Spence and low wide. Yates and Colback. Lolly, Johnson, Graben. Johnson in the main trying to get down that right-hand side. They're kind of a little bit asymmetric, aren't they? Forest skewing over to the right. But it did work in the first half up until stoppage time when I thought Forest edged the game. 48-15 on the clock. Supporters are largely partisan. Absolutely. Why do you think I say please leave your bias at the door at the start of every single video? Well, except when I forget. Hashtag end of story. Stonewall end of story. It's not even close. End of debate. There's no comment. Blah, blah, blah. Here is Lolly. McKenna. Low. Colback. Graben. A strange team, QPR. I think I've seen them. We've covered about 4 of their games so far this season. And I think they've played better in all of the other games I've seen them. And I think they've lost a few of them as well. I'm sure QPR fans will probably agree with me that so far they're leading in this one. They've played better and lost. He's Graben inside the box. Graben trying to sort his feet out. Again, Adoma defending there. He's got to be in with a shout for man of the match, I guess. Colback battling with Dazelle. And Jack Colback wins a corner. Forest fans in the away top look like stewards. Plenty of stewards in the away end there. What happened to Yao Carvalho? Well, he came back at the start of the season, didn't he? I assume at some point he goes back on loan to Greece and Mr. Marianakis covers his wages from a different bank account at Olympiacos or wherever. But, oh, interesting. Not a corner. It's a free kick. I thought that was going to be a corner, actually. Which is to the left of the penalty box. Looks really dangerous from this tight camera angle behind Brennan Johnson. Now, can he stick this one right on top of Dieng? And with it being so close in, can Worrell, Figueiredo, McKenna, etc. get a run at this? Sometimes if you're too close in, you're too static and you can't get a run at it. Johnson hands on hips. Chair is about 5'3" is the wall. Then it comes to the near post and headed away. Who was that? Rob Dickey, I think. Yeah. And Colback wins it back. Spence back to Samba, who's looking for that dink out to Max Lowe. I think Lowe did get a flick on that, but it's gonna be a QPR throw-in. 51:07 on the clock. I'm sure all Championship fans will recognise that dude stood on the touchline. What a legend he is. The Sky TV producer who seems to have done every Championship game for about the last 5 years. The pitch side producer. I think he pretty much tells the ref when to kick the games off as well. He's in the shot again there, stood behind Mark Warburton. Uh, 51:46. Dykes hold up. Hold up. Yeah. Adoma plays it forward. It's back with Rob Dickey. Oh, here comes a Rob Dickey run. Sensational dive there by Rob Dickey. It was a great run. And it's beautiful stuff by Dickey. He goes down like Jurgen Klinsmann, circa 1991 there. Did he get fouled is the question. He certainly made sure the ref thought he did. I think Colback catches him, doesn't he? But he does go down like a dying swan there, Rob Dickey. Yeah, it's a foul. It's a foul and a dive. Two things can be true. Are we not doing more chair puns, are we, Jay? Deary me. I'll click them up, but I won't read them. Oh, interesting. QPR have scored the most second-half goals in the division, even more than the goal machine that is Fulham. Now, this looks like a very odd setup for the free kick. Chair and Johansson are over it, but there's virtually no one in any dangerous positions. I assume runs are about to be made. Lyndon Dykes has gone down. Referee Davis is going to have a word with Jimmy Dunn and Ryan Yates. Yates is just trying to push the offside line up. Right, here it comes. Chair in. Oh, good header by Dunn. Oh, big chance. Adoma on the back post. And after all of that, Dunn wins the header. Oh, that should be 2-0, shouldn't it? After all that, it's actually a good free kick. Dunn heads it across. And look, Adoma needs to stick everybody in the net with that one, doesn't he? If you can imagine, if that was Lyndon Dykes, for example, he would have taken the ball, the man, the keeper, and everyone into the net with him then. Adoma just needed to be more powerful there. Here is Adoma again, though. Strikes the shot. It's going to go out for another corner. I think that's a big chance for QPR there. I wasn't too high on the free kick initially. I thought, what's this setup? It worked in the end. It was very Brentford, Ethan Pinnock, Millwall, Jake Cooper style. Big guy on his own, way out, heads it across. And I think Adoma just needs to be stronger there on the back post. And he scores that one. Corner to Rangers, who've started the second half pretty well here. Johansson, left-footed, swings the corner in. Samba punches it out. One of his own teammates gets right in the way, and Lewis Graben makes the clearance. It's gone out to Brennan Johnson, who slipped inside Adoma brilliantly. Superb skill by Johnson. Johnson into the box now. Johnson drives to the near post, and Jack Colback had made the run to the far post. It was a brilliant bit of skill by Johnson. If Graben meant that pass, it was a superb pass as well. I'm not sure he did. I think he just found the area. Johnson leaves Adoma for dead there. That guy's got a family, but he's got to put that across. Look at that for a bit of skill. Through the legs as well. Nuts. But then Johnson, I think someone's mentioned decision making. Can he just stick that across the box for Jack Colback? He's done a few for Zinkernagel this season, hasn't he? Spence to Figueiredo. Max Lowe around the corner. Good press from QPR here. It's intense without being necessarily too brilliantly coordinated, I have to say. But here's Graben. Graben knocks it inside to Colback, out to Worrell. Tom, to the kids we lost there with the 1991 Klinsmann reference. Kids, Google it. By the way, Klinsmann was a hell of a player. But unfortunately, known for his propensity to win penalties rather than his brilliant goal-scoring acumen. Here's Lowe down the left. Adoma looks a bit more solid against Max Lowe than he does against Brennan Johnson. And Figueiredo. Low again. Forest coming back into it now. Decent surge by them. Yates, about 30 yards out. Spence. Worrell. There's that Steve Cooper switch of play. Lolly tries to run Adoma. Lolly swings into the near post. Graben wins it back. Lolly again. Lolly and Graben getting each other's way. McKenna. Back to Lolly. McKenna. He doesn't want to cross it. Gives it back to Lolly. Graben in the 10 position. QPR probably 8 behind the ball. Graben hits the shot and it's a poor strike. He's off balance, I think. Yes, gets his technique all wrong there and shanks that one wide. Woof. See ya, Uncle Albert. See ya, wouldn't want to be ya. $57 gone. Steve Cooper may need to look to the bench within the next 10 minutes. I know Liam in the chat was questioning whether he'll be prepared to do that whilst trailing, but he might have his hand forced here by the game state and the fact that Forest trail 1-0. You would suspect Philip Zinkernagel would be first choice. Lyle Taylor as a finisher, but you've got Graben on there, haven't you? Mighton for his directness. Garner, also, if he wants to try and take control of the centre a little bit more and have less of a less stoic double pivot than Colback and Yates, he could stick Garner in there. I think what's clear, he's got plenty of options there. Pace of Mighton, the goal threat and assist threat of Zinkernagel, the finishing threat of Taylor. Could go 2 up top as well with Taylor as well. And Garner maybe could come in central midfield. As we approach the hour mark, may I, if you'll indulge me, please do a couple of plugs. If you fancy, please just hit that like button. If you're watching right now, if you're watching on Facebook, hit like, or Meta or whatever Facebook's going to be called now. Twitter, hit like. I know most people watch on YouTube, though. Hit that like button. And, of course, if you haven't already, hit the subscribe button. You can support financially via Super Chat and Super Sticker. Press that dollar button right next to where you leave your comments. And your comments are the most important thing here. Keep that chat moving. As we see Lee Hoos, the QPR chief exec, sat next to the legendary Sir Les up in the boxes. And there we go. No surprise there. Alex Mighton is coming on. And so is Lyle Taylor by the look of it. So I suspect Lolly and Graben. I can't see him taking Johnson off. There's a shot driven in from the edge of the box by Johnson. I think that one hit Graben on the way through. Zuckerberg is a menace. Zuckerberg or Zinkernagel now. I might watch that keynote speech. Well, that was silly from Graben. He was offside and he blocked his own man's shot there. Oh, interesting. Is this Steve Cooper going to a back four? because I'm pretty sure. So Figueiredo and Graben out. Myton and Lyle Taylor in. That looks like it's going to be a back four then. Let's assume Taylor's... Oh, thank you, Lyle Taylor, for the help there. He just held up 1 and a 2, which tells me... Oh, no, 1 and a 3. Okay, it's going to be a 4-2-3-1 then. Thank you, Lyle Taylor, for telling us what the formation is going to be. So Lyle Taylor's going to play up top then with Lolly, Johnson and Myton off him in the 4-2-3-1 shape. I'm guessing Lolly will go in the number 10 position. Myton will play down the left, which leaves Coyle back and Yates as the double pivot. Lowe and Spence will drop into orthodox fullback positions, and it will go from a back 3 to a back 4. And to be honest, Cooper's probably right to do that, because we were saying all the way through the first half, Forest had a spare man at the back and the Chair and Willock weren't pushing onto the centre half. So on paper, that substitution makes lots of sense to change the team shape there. The only danger now is, will they get overloaded in central midfield? If Chair does tuck in, can they get a lovely, juicy 3-on-2 against Coyle back in Yates and dominate in that area? Be interesting to see how this one plays out. Certainly an attacking sub, though, by Steve Cooper there. Essentially, he's trying to get a front 4 working up the top there as opposed to a front 3. Spence comes in off the right. Lolly stretches and wins that off Chair. Lolly on the left foot. Lolly. Ooh. I don't think Dieng's getting that. Lolly drifts left, cuts back the shot. That's a good hit. Maybe I'm a bit unfair on Dieng there. Maybe he is getting that. Oh, we're going to get a really good angle. Thank you, Sky. Dessel, bless him. Skillful play. He's just not tight enough there, is he? No, maybe Dieng's not getting there. Unlucky there, Lolly. We know if you do get him in decent positions, 18, 20 yards out, he's got a great long-range shot on him, hasn't he? Sir Joseph of Lolly. Dieng with the goal kick. Spence is half a winner. Worrell's half a winner, but it's knocked through. Decent effort, says Jigsaw. Yeah, agree. Good strike that. Been interesting to see if it was on target whether Dieng's getting that, because he hit it pretty damn hard, didn't he? Here's a turnover for QPR. Can they exploit the more attacking shape from Forest now? Well, what in theory should be a more attacking shape. Obviously, I've had interminable discussions. Had this guy trying to tell me on Twitter, I remember it was last season, that one formation was more defensive or attacking than the other. And I tried to explain to him, a formation is neither attacking nor defensive. It depends what you do with it. If you play 3 strikers, but one of them sits on the halfway line and the other 2 cover the fullbacks, that's far less attacking than playing, I don't know, 4-5-1, but with everybody bombing forward. Here is Willock. Willock, little spin. And the offside flag has gone up. Chris Willock doesn't understand that. Neither do I. Yeah, it's a really odd one. I don't know who or when he was offside. Is Andre Dessel Jason's son? Yes, he is in DDO. Alistair's stuck on the M4. Deary me, not good. Oh, it's broken now. Big chance for QPR. Good save by Samba. Oh, it was a direct one forward. Dykes headed it, then Chair headed it back to him. That's a good save by Samba there. And yeah, maybe it will open up like this now if Forest are a bit more open in midfield now. Here's Adoma down the right. Adoma crosses in Dykes seemed to stumble there. Willock was arriving in behind him. And now here comes Brennan Johnson in off the left. Johnson outside to Lolly. Lolly, he just waited for that to run into his path. I think he could have taken a touch and driven into the box there, and his cross gets charged down. Johnson to low. Sorry, Lolly to low. Back to Lolly. Lolly is going to spin and try and take on Andre Dazelle. That's better. Oh, that's excellent defending from Dazelle. Much better. And it looked like Lolly fouled him there. Yeah, he did, didn't he? Well played, Andre, who's not proven to be the most robust footballer over this career, but very technically very good player. Next championship manager to be sacked, says Paul. I think all eyes head up to Barnsley for that one, don't they, Paul? Not that we want to see anybody losing their job. Fabian Delph, who do I support? If only there was a clue hanging up on the door. The clues are there. Philip Zinkernagel is on for Joe Lolly. I do like Joe Lolly, but Zinkernagel has proven to be very effective numbers man at championship level in that number 10 position on loan from Watford. Zinkernagel, let me give you some numbers. And he has 2 goals and 4 assists. So 6 goal contributions in 11 starts. Decent numbers for Zinkernagel. I think he put decent numbers up last season as well for Watford. 1 goal, 5 assists in only 9 starts. He just gets goals and assists, doesn't he? Will he track back? Will he run around? No idea. Will he set goals up? Yes. Here is Adoma. To Zinkernagel, makes his first touch. That went out, didn't it? Off Johnson? No. Dazelle wins it back. Dazelle, nice feed. Johansson to 10. Johansson slips through. Big chance. Dykes! Good tackle there. Cut right through the middle and good defending by Jed Spence on the cover. And QPR should probably be 2-0 up here, shouldn't they? Lyndon Dykes has had 2 one-on-one sighters now. Great save by Samba for the first one. Great tackle by Spence. And Adoma, if he's a bit more physical, heads them 2-0 up on the far post, doesn't he? And the game is far, far more open now. And it's strange because this pattern, you would have expected this to be totally the other way round in terms of the first half. You'd expected QPR to be the team that edged it and Forest to nick one, and now QPR to be chasing and Forest to be picking it up. It's completely the other way round what you would expect with these 2 particular managers. Forest need a younger striker, says Aquatic. Maybe. That could be Brennan Johnson or Alex Martin, although they seem to be inside forwards, don't they? Chair tries a reverse ball onto Dykes. Famous last words, but there's probably going to be another goal in this game. It's really getting stretched out now, isn't it? Adoma. Willock crosses in from the right-hand side. And it's cleared up the line. Fouled by Moses Odebajo on Alex Martin. Come on, you R's, says Hop Jugallo, if I said that right. Opposite to the first half of QPR. Don't put this to bed. Forrester go, there you go. The sucker punch, hey? Zinkernagel played 82 games, scored 30. Yeah. He just puts the numbers on, doesn't it? You and no super stream tomorrow, my friend. I'm going to be at Arsenal and Leicester for Upside Sports again. If I get back and there's time, we'll do Reading and Bournemouth, but I'm probably going to hang with Shaylee in the evening, to be honest, once I've got up. Out most of the day, I have to say. Best manager in the Championship, says Paul. You guys can tell me in the chat. Career-wise, Probably Neil Warnock with all his promotion, pound for pound at the moment. Probably Mark Robbins or Nathan Jones with smaller ex-League One teams up in the top 6. Some decent managers working at Championship level, though. Here's Johnson. Johnson inside left, good defending by Rob Dickey there. Keeps his eyes on the ball. Johnson actually tries the same manoeuvre that he pulled off. Here's Zinkernagel. Zinkernagel drives the shot straight at Dieng. Just swerved away from him there at the last minute and punched away. Thomas, birthday tomorrow. Happy birthday, sir. Enjoy your day, my friend. QPR forever. Would you put another striker on and go for it, or put ball on and tighten it up? That is a great question. The problem Warburton's got, QPR forever, David, is that he's already made 2 subs because of injuries. So he's almost kind of got to wait until at least 75 before he does anything. You wouldn't want to lose Dyke's physicality up top. In terms of dropping someone into midfield, you could just drop Chair in. So I'd probably drop Chair into midfield and bring ball on for Dizelle, who's on a yellow card and maybe not as good a defensive player as Dominic Ball is. But yeah, I'd be trying to tighten this up and see the game out for sure. In comes the free kick for Forest. Headed clear as far as Colback. Looked like handball by Colback. Johnson fires in, the shot deflected, and Dieng jumps on top of that one. I wonder if Forest will try a loan deal for Rhian Brewster. I suspect they will, Tom. And I suspect Sheffield United won't be wanting to loan him out. But yeah, you know Cooper will be in for Brewster. Yeah, it's got to be 75, 80 minutes, John, hasn't it? When you've already made... If you had 2 subs, then yeah, you can go now, can't you? But if he goes too early, he's damned if he doesn't, damned if he doesn't here, Warburton. If he goes too early and gets another injury, he'll look stupid. If he goes too late and concedes a goal, he'll look stupid. He's got to judge this one just right. Here comes Uncle Albert Adoma. Tries to feed that down the line for Willock. One back by Steph Johansson. Dickey into Dizelle. Oh, don't dive in there, Andre. Oh, I saw a red card flash in front of Dizelle's face there. God. Here's Johansson, though. Dizelle, who we suspect will be the guy to come off. Here comes Adebayo against Mighton. Mighton, I think, tackles Adebayo and wins the throw-in as well. That did seem to come off Moses. Joseph McCallum plays so much better at Coventry than he has at QPR. He's getting there for QPR. I think he scored a couple of goals, hasn't he? But I don't think he's playing badly for QPR. There you go. So it's not going to be Don Bull. It's Luke Amos who's coming on. Now, I think Luke Amos has been out with a long injury, hasn't he? Someone correct me on that. I don't think we've seen Luke Amos for a while. I'm pretty sure Andre Dizelle is going to be the guy going off. And it looks like Amos is coming on. Let me just double check. This may be a first game in a long, long while for Luke Amos. Good luck to him, if indeed it is. Where am I looking? 2021 October. Looks like he's been on the bench. He hasn't made any starts. He's made 4 sub appearances, Luke Amos. My bad. I'm pretty sure he had a long-term injury, though. Ex-Spurs guy is coming into this one. There you go. Amos was the best player on the pitch on Tuesday. Pulls off to Rotherham away tomorrow. Ouch. Never an easy game at League One level, is it? Here's Adoma, edge of the box. Adoma, little feed on to Chair. Chair, little stand up to the back post. Ooh. Dykes making the challenge. And a corner has been given. I expect there's a handball shout there, wasn't there? Let's have a look at this. Chair stands it up. Does it hit the arm? No, it doesn't. No. I stand corrected. No, it's good defending by... who was it on the back post? Was it Yates? He went up like that. I thought it was going to be a handball. In it comes from Chair. And Max Lowe clears out. It's going to be another corner. We're up to 75. We're waiting for Luke Amos. You guys in the chat obviously know something from the comms that I don't. I think Ilias Chair's coming off, in which case I'd imagine Willock will just sit off Dykes up top. One of his quieter games tonight, Ilias Chair. He's kind of dropped back a little bit deeper than usual. Steph Johansson's going to take this corner. Going to be a left footer from the right-hand side. 76.25 on the clock. Joe Worrell is telling referee Davis, add this time on as we await Johansson's corner. Good old Steph Johansson. He's wasting as much time as he possibly can with this one. There's the signal. In it comes. Sandbar punches. Thought he could have caught that one. Decent distance on the punch. His Chair, though. Edge of the box. Chair. Tackled there and cleared up the line by Yates. Luke Amos has put his coat back on. He's waiting for the ball to go dead. Big boot down the ground. Flicked on. Here's Worrell. Worrell touch in to Yates. Zinkernagel, sort of in a number 8 position. Zinkernagel gets caught there, doesn't he? By Dykes. Referee Davies thinks not. And here comes the sub. Do-do-do-do. Yeah, Ilias Chair is coming off. And Luke Amos is coming on. And he's going to sit. He's wearing number 8. He's going to sit in a number 8 position. And Dizzelli's going to play all 90 minutes with that yellow card. So that's good for his development. And the players have been brilliant when they've come on tonight. The second player, he does this. He says, you two sit there. I'm going to go in front of you. Thank you. I think Lyle Taylor did exactly the same thing there. Told us exactly what the tactics were. So we didn't have to sit and watch and figure them out. Amos on. That's the last sub for QPR. Please hit like if you're watching in the if you're in the chat here. Hit like whether you're watching on Twitter, Facebook, YouTube. Also, please hit subscribe on YouTube. Follow on Twitter. Follow on Facebook, Meta, whatever it's going to be called. 78-40 played. QPR 1. Forest 0. Forest no, they have made all 3 of their subs now. So straight shootout now, this one. 12-minute game. QPR know a clean sheet and they win the 3 points. Hopefully Dizelle stays on for 90 minutes. Yeah, I wasn't the only one presumably thinking when he stretched out for that challenge on a yellow card. Don't do that, Andre. That's a bad idea. Oh, nice play by Dickey. Dickey strides out and plays it to Johansson. Johansson inside the fullback. Good football by QPR. Adoma deep into the box. Adoma tries to square it. Good defending. And Worrell does really well, actually. Who was that well positioned? McKenna gets his distances dead right there. It's good football by QPR leading up to that. Although, Bazzy, Rangers fans starting to dream. I wonder what he could mean. Let's have a look at the league table. Up to 4th, but remember, a whole slew of teams on 21 points will have a bash at knocking them down tomorrow. Forest seem to have been worse since they made it. They do, don't they? And I can't quite figure out why that is, because they maybe need to give QPR some credit, but they were pushing at the point where they made the changes. But yeah, maybe we'll give QPR some credit for kind of taking the ball back off them. But we did say QPR may now be able to control the game in central midfield. Here comes Johansson. Johansson switches it over to Dykes. Dykes into the box. Dykes drives that one. That was a very tired finish from Lyndon Dykes. And this is where QPR are a little bit unlucky with those 2 injuries, because you would think Andre Gray or Charlie Austin would have been put in by now. Dykes looks like he's flagging a little bit, doesn't he? And just slashed at that one over the top. Sky a plug-in. Fulham versus West Brom tomorrow, 12:30. That should be a great game. As I said, I'm off at the King Power Stadium at Leicester tomorrow, so you will not see me for that one. But please do, if you watch it, do give me a tweet and let me know what happened. That was a Jukiewicz finish there. Who's winning League One? Yeah, Sunderland isn't a bad shout. Paul. Plymouth top at the moment. Ipswich away at Plymouth tomorrow. Woof. Take a point. Here is Amos. Amos tries to slide that through to Dykes. Colback gets a foot in. Oh, good play by Spence. Steps away from Amos. Big sliding tackle there from Barbe. Loves a slide tackle, doesn't he? Throw in Forest. Worked into Jack Colback in central midfield. QPR with 11 behind the ball here. You don't blame them. Here is Colback. Zinkernagel gets it taken off him. And Dazelle, lovely ball by Dazelle with the left foot there. Johansson, Willock, Dykes. Adoma just went a bit early there. Adoma on the right wing. Here comes an overlap possibly from McCallum. Adoma. A couple of the QPR players look a bit tired now. They're being asked to... Oh, Johansson is about to get a yellow card. That's a dreadful tackle by Johansson. They really... Oh, dear. He can be a right house, can't he? I think Mighton's okay, but that's out of order from Johansson, isn't it, for God's sake? Oh, do I need to see that again? Steph, dearie me. Rascal of a tackler. I think Mighton's going to be okay, but totally unnecessary by Johansson. Then just completely cleans out Steph Johansson. Oh, dear. The most nailed-on yellow card you'll ever see, that one. Jeffcott won. Well, Jeffcott and Hardy tomorrow. Let's hope only one of them scores maximum. I mean, proper tackle warns the guy. It's an awful tackle, wasn't it? Oh, dear. Naughty. He knew exactly what he was doing. He knew exactly where he was on the pitch as well, that there was no chance he was going to get serious foul play for that one in his own half by the touchline. Great back heel by Lyle Taylor. Here's Brennan Johnson. Johnson clips it in. All Mighton's there. That's good cover from McCallum. Really good play by Lyle Taylor in the first instance to back heel that. Excuse me. It's not McCallum. It's Odebajo. McCallum went off, didn't he? My bad. Safe to say a Stonewall yellow. Hashtag end of debate. My apologies, guys. In my opinion, that was the most obvious yellow card in the world ever. Other opinions are, of course, available. Going back to my first half rant. Well pointed out in the chat there. Zinkernagel puts the corner in right-footed to the near post, headed out. Zinkernagel. Worrell. Zinkernagel. Ooh, sliced there by Rob Dickey over the top. Sorry, I did want to read this one out from Joseph. On Sunday's stream, if you had time, a Benjamin Bloom Weekend 11. It's so hard at the weekend, Joseph, time-wise, especially with 3-game weeks coming up. I'd love to be able to do it. Keep reminding me, though, but unlikely. Corner for Forest. In it comes, nodded out. And a poor ball by Max Lowe. Straight out it goes. 85-25 on the clock. Why do players let the ball go up for a throw when they can control the ball and keep it in attacking position? Well, Paul, if it's at this point in the game, maybe they don't want an attack. Maybe they just want to sit in shape and maybe they're out of position. And it's better for them to get back into position. But hey, bit boring. But if you're playing the percentages, you got more chance of staying in shape from the throw-in, in theory, than you have from scoring a goal. But hey, isn't that the whole point of football? Here's Max Lowe, left back. Throw in for Forest down the left-hand side. McKenna, Worrell. 86:15 on the clock. McKenna. Lowe coming in off the left. Lowe, Zinkernagel, can't get out of his feet. Good tackle by Dickey. Johansson, Dickey steps out. Oh, good tackle, Zinkernagel. And Johansson's going to let that one go for a throw-in. Good play by both Dickey and Zinkernagel there. I must admit, when I saw Zinkernagel going in on Dickey, I thought yellow card all day long. But it's a good tackle by the more attack-minded player. What is he, Austrian? Zinkernagel? Can't remember his nationality. Sounds it. Here is McKenna. And I think the offside flag's gone up. 87:08 on the clock. We'll hold on to your shouts for man of the match for 2 more minutes, okay? We'll let it go up to 90. So have a think about your man of the match. Don't pop them in now. Oh, Danish is he, Zinkernagel. Doma's just slowly limping back. I think perhaps Sky might be giving it to him. They're showing a bit of a highlight reel of Adoma's clips in the game. We did suggest that after the assist, didn't we, that he may be in the running. We're up to 88 now. Don't suspect, Sky have given their man of the match to Albert Adoma. I don't necessarily disagree with that, I have to say. I don't think that's a bad call by whoever's made that. I don't suspect we'll get more than 4 minutes stoppage time in this. Lyndon Dykes has just tried to lob at Breeze Samba from about, let me look at the hatching on the pitch. Well, he's miles out. About 40 yards out, I think. Let me know in the chat if you agree with that man of the match call for Adoma. I don't have a problem with it. I think he's played well. Especially when you consider we thought he might be stepping out injured after about 30 seconds of this one. Trod on his heel. While the clock's running down, do make sure you hit subscribe if you haven't already and hit like wherever you're watching. Twitter, YouTube, Facebook. Here's Zinkernagel. Odebajo wins it back. Zinkernagel, lovely ball up the line to Mighton. Great turn by Mighton to beat Dazelle. Odebajo back. That's a foul, isn't it? Not given by referee Davies. Here's Adoma, the Sky man of the match. I think you guys are agreeing in the chat as well. And he's gone all the way up the wing. And he's won a throw. No, he hasn't. I thought he'd won a throw in. He thought he'd won a throw in as well. We were both wrong. There you go. Several shouts there for Adoma for man of the match. So I think we'll go with Sky on that one. Here's Dickey. Right, 90 minutes are up. I predicted 4 minutes stoppage time. What are we getting? 4 minutes of stoppage time. Can Forest get an equaliser? Here's Zinkernagel, comes in off the right. QPR don't want to get too deep here, but they need to stay calm. Anything can happen in stoppage time. Here's Yates down the right. Yates tries to beat Amos. In comes the cross. Big header clear. Colback. Colback drives the shot, deflected, and it's into the back of the net. What did I just say? Anything can happen in stoppage time. I think that's going to be an own goal. It's Jimmy Dunn. Tries to dive in header that away. And I think that one's going down as an own goal. Jack Colback, maybe because the shot was on target, but he's definitely headed that into the corner of his own net, hasn't he? And maybe, we talked about sucker punches, maybe the goal in the first half was against the run of play. I think that goal's been against the run of play via the second half as well. QPR had 3 good chances to put this game to bed, and they didn't take them. 2 for Lyndon Dykes, 1 for Albert Adoma, and it's 1-1 in stoppage time. Forest have done it again late in the day. And Jimmy Dunn, I think Colback's going to get the goal, but honestly, is that shot going in if he doesn't touch it? No, it's an easy save for Dieng otherwise, isn't it? A mistake from Jimmy Dunn. He had to try and get something on it. I think there was a bit of elite shahousery from Lyle Taylor there, who congratulated poor Jimmy Dunn while he was down on the floor. But it's QPR 1, Forest 1. Late equaliser. Jack Colback, Sky giving him the goal. First goal since 2019. 35 seconds into stoppage time. What was I saying? Stay calm. Don't get too deep. Well, they broke both those rules there, QPR. Didn't push out and close down Colback. And Dunn dives in, and Dieng is pretty certain to save that shot. And QPR from leading positions have dropped lots of points this season, and it could be more. Woof. Undeserved based on second half, but fair result overall. I know what you mean. Jigsaw. Bazzy's won 35 quid. Cash out, man. Cash out. QPR forever. Just our luck or lack of it there. Indeed, those injuries have really hurt QPR tonight. Oh, dear. Look, Leeds 2021's got it on the predictor. 2-1. Or 1-1, sorry. Free kick here then to Forest. We are in the last minute now of stoppage time. Remember, they did get 2 stoppage time goals against Bristol City. In comes the free kick, headed over his own bar by Dozzell. Good defending by the former Ipswich man, and they're going to have to defend a corner. This is going to be the last play of the game. Forest looking to pile the pressure on. Can they get a good delivery? Can they get first contact here? Zinkernagel, right-footed, flicked on at the near post by Taylor. It's going to fall. Brennan Johnson drives the shot charge down by Steph Johansson. We've got about 9 seconds of minimum stoppage time to play. Myton has got it for Forest. Will referee Davies see this attack out? In comes the cross to the back post, headed up in the air by Amos, away. And I'm sure the full-time whistle is now going to go. And there it is. Well, how about that? A late equaliser, more points dropped from winning positions for QPR. We covered them a few times this season now, QPR, haven't we? And I'm trying to think which of the games we have done. Did we do? I think we did Bournemouth 2, QPR 1, didn't we? Although they never led in that one. We definitely did West Brom 2, QPR 1, and QPR led in that game, didn't they? And so this is our 3rd QPR game, and I thought they played better against West Brom and lost than they've drawn today. Let me know your final thoughts on that one. I think I agree with the Forest fan in the chat. I know it's a late goal, isn't it? But on the balance of everything, when you factor in a couple of penalty shouts and a sucker punch goal in the first half, probably against the run of play, the QPR goal. But then in the second half, QPR could have put it 2-0 a couple of times. And then the Forest goal's probably against the run of play in the second half. So, I mean, I know when it's a late goal, it feels like you should win the game. And yeah, you probably should. However, overall, look, let's see what the numbers say. Overall, it doesn't feel the most unjust result in the world. 59-41 to Forest on the possession. 13 shots to 12 QPR. 4 apiece on target. 8 corners to 5. 2 big chances to 0 in QPR's favour. So if we're playing the XG game, QPR probably look like they should have won. But I think my eye test says slightly different. Let me just make that table a bit smaller so it fits on the screen. And look, good news for all the chasers there, because now Luton, Borough, Huddersfield, Stoke, Millwall, Blackpool, Blackburn can all go past QPR tomorrow. Reading can also tie them up. Obviously, I'm sure a few of those teams are playing one another, so they can't all go past them, but they all have a chance to go past them if you want to be pedantic about it, which people often do. There's Steve Cooper celebrating. He's done it again. He's had a great time as Forest manager. Forest up into 15th, although, again, have a look directly below them and Swansea, Bristol City, Birmingham. Preston can all either catch or go past Nottingham Forest. Tomorrow, we will, just because I mentioned it and I'm interested now, we will just bring up the shot map on this one. If Infogol is going to load. Doesn't look like it's going to. So I'll go to your comments and see if it's going to load up. Oh, well, thank you very, very much. Wenlock Young Team. Very kind indeed. $8.99 on the Super Chat. Very, very kind. Thank you very much indeed. And as I always say, not the first time he has supported via Super Chat. W&G fan, this gives a chance for the other 6 fifth joint place teams. I know what you mean. A chance of getting in there tomorrow. Oh, Stephen, too kind every time. Thank you. So supportive, Stephen. And we should say a big thank you to Stephen and, of course, to Luca. There he is. Double picture there. Luca is our fan sponsor for this one. So, so kind. Thank you, guys, for your support. And Wenlock there. Chris, fair result overall. QPR looking fatigued. And John was right in the chat. Those 2 injuries killed them, didn't they? They couldn't make the subs they wanted in the second half. Mr. E, still think QPR probably make the playoffs, but I'm not as convinced. Yeah, I agree with you definitely on not as convinced. It looks like a big bun fight for the playoffs, though, doesn't it? But yeah, not unreasonable comment, Mr. E. Totti, Francisco, let's go Forest indeed. Right, let me just see if I can get a shot map up before we go. And the XG is fairly heavily in QPR's favour, actually. Although you can't see the whole thing there. Oh, can I get rid of? Yeah, get rid of that. There we go. 1.15 for QPR. You can see the blue blob with the gold ring is Lyndon Dykes' goal. Not a lot in the way of high quality chances. You can see for Forest, 0.45. They did have the 2 penalty shouts, of course. Right. Thank you all for watching. I may be back late tomorrow night. Keep an eye on that for Reading Bournemouth. Probably not, though. Check out Upside Sports tomorrow. I'll be speaking to some Leicester and Arsenal fans for them after the game at the King Power. Look out on Sunday as well. I'm recording Blue Monday podcast, Ipswich podcast in the evening. So the review show will be at 1 p.m. It'll be in the afternoon. If you want to get involved in the live stream, you'll have to join me at 1. No problems. If not, you can still watch after the fact and listen via the podcast. Let's say some thanks. Big ones again to Stephen and Wenlock, the super chats at the end. Thanks to Annie, always good value. He is in the chat. So is Leeds 2021. So is John. So is QPR forever. Commiserations on that late equaliser there for Forest. Thank you, Bazzy, the Ginger Pirlo. Might be stretching it, but there we go. Enjoy Jack Colback. Stephen, Thank you, Leeds 2021, Patricia, Jigsaw, Logan. And I think we're all there. And yeah, we can make one final edit to the chat there. We're here to talk about football, not anybody's appearance. So the block button will be utilised in moments like that. Thank you, everybody, for watching. And it's a lovely big over and out from me. It was a late equaliser for Forest. QPR 1, Nottingham Forest 1. We'll see you maybe tomorrow, but definitely on Sunday. Over and out. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, please hit the like button to see more videos from this channel. Hit the subscribe button and to be notified every time we upload. Ring the bell for those notifications to come through on your device. If you really want to support the channel and me as a content creator, I will be eternally grateful if you head over to the merch store and grab something, or support over on Patreon, patreon.com/Benjamin Bloom. Thank you for your time. Go and watch another video.